Hey everybody, so we're going to talk today about common inner ear causes of dizziness and vertigo. So I'm going to talk about the number one cause of vertigo that's particularly caused by an inner ear problem. So the name of this problem is Benign Paroxysmal Positional Vertigo, or abbreviated BPPV is what we typically call it in the medical field. So what is this problem? So one good thing about it, it's right there in its name, and that's benign. So a lot of times when people start feeling dizzy, feeling like the room is spinning, they get very worried that there's something really bad going on, a brain tumor or some sort of horrible problem. So fortunately, I can reassure you that in almost all cases of vertigo, there's nothing really that serious going on. And a lot of these problems are pretty easily treatable, and people can start feeling better quickly. So what's the problem in BPPV? So in our inner ears, there's two parts to the inner ear. So one part has the little cells and sensors that pick up sound energy and information and relay that to our brains. The other part of the inner ear is the organ of balance. So this part of the inner ear is what tells us sort of whether we're moving in space or not. So I like to say, if you imagine yourself in an elevator, the only way that you know you're moving up and down is because of this part of your inner ear. It's telling you that you're moving up and down in space, even though visually, nothing's going on in the elevator. So what happens in BPPV is a certain part of that organ of balance in the inner ear starts to go haywire a little bit. So normally, this part of the inner ear, it's sort of a fluid-filled space inside of the bone back behind your ear. And normally, within that fluid-filled space, there are lots and lots of tiny calcium crystals that are stuck to the walls inside of there. And they're supposed to be stuck to the walls and not moving around. So what happens in this particular problem is some of those crystals break off and start floating around. So what happens then is, when you move a certain way or bend over or roll over in bed or certain trigger positional changes like that, people will suddenly then start to feel like the room is spinning. And that sensation lasts usually for a few seconds, up to a minute, and then it subsides and goes away. And the reason for this is that little crystal is floating around inside of your ear after you move in certain ways. And when that crystal moves, that fluid motion stimulates those sensors in the inner ear, and that sends a signal to your brain that you're spinning around. So that's basically what happens with this. So the good news is, it's not anything that's going to kill you. You may feel pretty bad, for a few seconds while it's happening, but it's not anything dangerous. And the other good news is that usually this is a problem that's quite easily treated and fixed. So the way we do that is with a positional maneuver that's called the Epley maneuver. And I'll put a link in the notes to this video to another YouTube video that shows you how to do this. It's actually pretty easy for most people to do at home. You can just do it lying in the middle of your bed. And by doing the maneuver, you're actually using gravity and the position of your head to move those little crystals around in your inner ear, and it eventually moves them out to where they don't cause the problem anymore. So for most people, this is a good way to fix this problem. So I'm going to refer you to the video notes for this, and you can see for yourself how to do the Epley maneuver at home and how to test yourself if you have BPPV or not. So I hope this video is helpful for you. And if you're having dizziness or other problems, it's always a good idea to come see a specialist for that as well. And I'd be totally happy to see you. So I hope everybody has a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.